Beach with Cosmic Beach Consulting, and here is your Cosmic Surf Report for February of 2018. We opened February with a lot of walk away energy. February has no full moons, so February is a month where we actually get to honor the waning and waxing cycle of the moon without looking for that great crescendo that is the glorious full moon. So for you, this talks about walking away from some process that doesn't serve you. This talks about removing some things from your life that no longer benefit your daily habits. I would say this probably functions mostly when it comes to your day-to-day cycles and how you greet the world. So if you're somebody who's been waking up late, gaslighting yourself in the morning, starting your day out stressed, and that's snowballing into the rest of your day, this is probably the month where you decide that you're going to go to bed 10 minutes earlier so you can get up 10 minutes earlier and really meet those requirements for your day. And look at like how much you're giving other people, whether that's your time, entertaining them, solving problems they could probably sort out themselves, especially my Capricorns, my Virgos, and seeing what you can hand back to people as their responsibility and what you're willing to take on. So this, the waning cycle always talks about removal, but for you, I think it talks about removing kind of like toxic time sucks in your life. So whether that's, neighbors always dropping by or coworkers who could probably get by with Google and don't need the Google. The Google. I like that, the Google. So this is kind of you being able to say bye-bye to those responses like, "Sai, I'm so sorry, bye. I just, my basket, it's so full, I can't." So that's what we're gonna focus on, Earth signs, for the first week. And we're gonna kind of take on that energy, that push to remove things. It's so much easier to get rid of things during the waning cycle when it's time for things to get cleaned out. So, and you can kind of use that energy until the 15th, which is the new moon, which will be in Aquarius. So moving on to the second week, this calls for some of that good old earthy patience. Sorry, Taurus. This is really one of those weeks where maybe you have a lot of things that you're trying to put into motion. You have research you've put out there. You have questions you need answered. You have plans that you've been making, and things just are not moving along. So patience is totally the order of the day for the second week of February. Just taking a deep breath and waiting. Because the thing is that's hard to remember, especially for my earth sign friends, of which most of my friends actually are, is that not everybody is as capable as you are. And I wish the world was like that. It would be amazing, but that's just not the case. And sometimes you have to trust and believe that you're handing off some work to somebody else that's going to take a hot minute to get it back to you. And that's not necessarily how you would treat it, but that's just how it's going to go in the process. So not setting yourself up to be frustrated and grumpy about it by being patient is really to your benefit in that second week. And that could also be with some people in your personal life too, where you're just I have friends like that. Those who know me know who I'm talking about. But that person where you're just really, we're gonna do that again. Usually it's me in their personal life. But where you're just oh, come on, but you have to have some grace. Patience is important. And removing impatience from your daily function will make you a happier person. The more patient you are, the happier you're gonna be. That doesn't mean that you don't want results. That doesn't mean that you're not clear with your deadlines. But having a little bit of grace and understanding that maybe not everybody's going to be as awesome as you are is going to help you out a whole lot. That's your key message for the second week of February. Not everybody's as awesome as you. Deep breath. The third week's lovely. The third week's all about enjoying the relationships around you. The third week is finally connecting with either your significant other or maybe meeting someone too. We have that Mercury going into Pisces on the 18th, so that's kind of beautiful. It's a very empathetic, lovey-dovey, intuitive transit, so people really just get each other on a cosmic level. Think of all the little fish in your life and kind of apply that to communication. So yes, getting a straight answer is not going to be the easiest thing in the world, but feeling better about your communication certainly is. And if you can kind of take that energy of falling back in love with someone. I mean, we are just coming off Valentine's Day. Valentine's Day, most people I know feel is coupled or not, is a pretty hyped holiday, pretty exhausting holiday for a lot of people. So this might be just maybe you'll be able to recenter your ideas on love for Valentine's Day instead of expecting it to be, like a John Hughes film, like allowing it to just kind of be this very like simple time to love the one you're with or the people around you. And maybe kind of checking out from some responsibilities too. Like the last 2 weeks kind of say like, oh, hey, how was front loading your work like into the first of your year? It's already February. Are you tired? Do you want a break? So I think that the 4th week of February talks about being able to delegate to the people around you, especially within your job. And if you're somebody who works for yourself, then that's going to be making sure that you're you-proofing your strategies for making your business successful, whether that's like taking over, making one day about marketing, understanding you don't like to get up early, really going through your process and saying like, all right, these are things about myself that I can't change, or I'm not going to change, or just, are just not on the list right now. And then kind of figuring out how to get around them. Like, well, I don't like to get up early. This is me talking. I don't like to get up early. Anybody in my life can tell you. So I'm going to schedule my day to go later. Or, like I don't have time for happy hours after work to network. I don't have time to go sit in a bar with a bunch of strangers. That means that you need to follow up on the leads that you're making in virtual ways, like whether that's like LinkedIn or Facebook or however you communicate with people in your industry. That's going to talk about finding an alternative avenue of doing those things, and kind of like instead of saying like, oh, I can't because of this, just say like, oh, I just can't do it that way because of this. You can still do it. You just can't do it the way that is prescribed to you by people who that works for, which is fine. That's perfect. It's you proofing. It's my favorite. I'm totally into it this year. Ask me about it all the time. And I think that relying on support is actually something that's probably pretty tough for most earth signs, if I can guess from my own social group, especially, which is Capricorn ruled, but certainly sprinkled with a nice smattering of Virgos and Tauruses, and a lot of Capricorn risings in my life. Hi guys. But it's hard for you to ask for help. Delegation is not always the easiest. I think sometimes you feel like you've communicated a need and it doesn't come across clearly because people see you as so capable. So really making sure in that 4th week that you're able to just to hand something off. Like, you know what? This is yours. Can you take this? Because I can't do this. This is you. It's not me. And just being like, it's not me. And then move on. And go home and enjoy something like fuzzy socks or TV. And the relationships around you, and the relationships that you want to enjoy, not the ones that you just feel obligated to enjoy. Because removing obligation is kind of a central focus of the first part of the month, and then enjoying obligation is the central focus of the second part of the month, which of course, everybody knows that a good earth sign likes a good obligation. You guys love plans. Plans and foundations and work. You love it. You just let it. I have no earth in my chart, so I'm extremely jealous of you driven earth folk. So yeah, you have that makeup breakup energy from Pisces and Mercury, or from Mercury and Pisces. And then March 1st, we have the full moon. So everything you're building up to at the end of February, can come through in March. And February can just be a month where we get to revel in the process. So if you guys want to get any of my services, you can go to my website, www.cosmicbeachconsulting.com. You can check me out on Facebook. Please follow me, like me, subscribe to me, love me, and share me with your friends. So I will see you guys in March. Thanks.